Okay, use the LCM to find a common denominator for the fractions 3/8 and 1/10. We're going to write the fractions with a new denominator. Then write an inequality to show which is greater. So let me go ahead and bring up our workpage. So we have 3/8 and 1/10. I'm going to find the GCF by doing tic-tac-toe. 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 5 is 10. Sorry, I'm not finding the GCF, I'm finding the LCM. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So I need to make these 40. I'm going to multiply this one by 4 because 10 times 4 is 40. So on top we get 4. I'm going to do 8 times 5 because that's 40. And on top we do 3 times 5 is 15. So 3/8 we changed into 15 over 40. And 1/10 we changed into 4/40. So our inequality says, I think 15 is bigger than 4, so 3/8 is greater than 1/10. There we go. Look at number 8. Groups of 6th graders and 7th graders compete in a race. The contestants include 3/8 of the 6th grade and 4/5 of the 7th graders. Which group has a greater fraction of their grade represented? Select the word from the drop-down list to complete the sentence. So it's either 6th graders or 7th graders. Let's look at our hint. Rewrite the fractions using the least common denominator. The least common denominator is the least common multiple of the two denominators. So I have 3/8 and 4/5. My denominators are 8 and 5, so I'm going to find them. Nothing can go into 8 and 5, so I'm going to multiply them together. And I'm going to get 40. So I need to get this to be 40. So 8 times 5 is 40. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 8 is 40. And 4 times 8 is 32. 15 is smaller than 32. So 4/5, which is the 7th graders. So the 7th graders have a greater fraction represented. Number 9, how can you determine which of the numbers below is greatest? We have these 5 numbers. We're going to drag answers into the boxes to correctly complete the sentence. So hint, rewrite fractions with a common denominator. Find a number that is divisible by all the denominators of the fractions. When comparing fractions with the same denominator, the fractions with the greater numerator is the greater fraction. So I can change 12 into 24, and I can change 6 into 24. So our denominator is going to be 12, and then we're going to choose between greatest and least. The fraction with the blank numerator is the greatest fraction. The greatest numerator. Look at number 10. The table shows the rainfall in 4 towns on the same day. So we have these 4. Which town had more rain, Brighton or Springfield? Morristown or Pine Grove? Rewrite the mixed numbers with a common denominator. Identify the least common multiple to rewrite the fraction. So let's pull up our work. So we have common denominators. We have 16, 12, and 24. So 16, we have 16, 32, 48. Let's see if that's far enough. Then we have 12, which is 12, 24, 36, 48. And then we have 24, which is 24 and 48. So we get 48. So our 3, we're going to look at Morristown first. Oh no, we'll do Brighton and Springfield first. So Brighton and Brighton is 3 and 5/16. Springfield is 3 and 8/12. To make the 16 into a 48, we're going to multiply by 1, 2, 3. So that's 15 over 48. And to have the 12 turn into 48, we're going to multiply by 4. So we get 32 over 48. So 32 is greater than 15. So Springfield is going to be the first answer. So that's going to knock out this one and this one. And now let's look at the other one. So we know that, let me erase this. Springfield had more rain. So that's the answer to the first one. So I'm going to write Springfield up here so I remember. And now I'm looking at Morristown and Pine Grove. So we have 3 and 9/16 and 3 and 13/24. And remember, it was 48, so we're going to multiply this one by 2. We're going to get 26 over 48. And this one we're going to multiply by 3. So we get 27 over 48. So the 27 is bigger than this 26 right here. So that's the 3 and 9/16 of Morristown. So we have Springfield and Morristown. Next. The table shows the distance below ground of items found at an archaeological site. Researchers also found a mouse fossil at the same site. So we have site. We have spoon, key, cup, and bowl. This is at 5 and 3/8, 6 and 3/4, 4 and 3/12, and 5 and 5/6. Which, if any of these items in the table were greater distance below the ground than the mouse fossil? So the mouse fossil was at 5 and 3/4. I know that the key is going to be greater because it has a 6. So all of them have the key there. Let's look at our hint. Rewrite the fractions with the common denominator, then compare the numerators. And find the least common multiples. So I know that 4 and 3/12 definitely is going to be above that because it's a 4. And 4 is less than 5, so it's going to be closer to 0. So let's look at, I know the key is going to be one of them, so let's look at spoon and bowl and see what we get here. So our mouse is at 5 and 3/4. Our spoon is at 5 and 3/8. And our bowl is at 5 and 5/6. Our common denominator is going to be 24. Four times 6 is 24, and 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 3 is 24, and 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 4 is 24, and 5 times 4 is 20. So we're looking to see what is farther down than that. So this is the one that we're looking at, and the only farther down we have this guy right here, which is the bowl. So the key and the bowl. Find the LCM of the number pair. We have 8 and 4. I'm going to do some tic-tac-toe to find this. So I have 8 and 4. I know 4 goes into both of them. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 2 and 1 can't go further, so we're going to multiply this together. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 1 is 8. So our answer is 8. Okay, let's look at 13. We're going to find the LCM of 5 and 12. Nothing can go into 5 and 12, so we're just going to multiply those together, and we get 60. 14, LCM of 4 and 9. Nothing can go into 4 and 9, so you're going to multiply those together. 4 times 9 is 36. 15, LCM of 6 and 21. Three times 2 is 6, and 3 times 7 is 21. Nothing else can go into that 2 and 7, so I'm going to multiply these together. 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 7 is 42. 15 and 9. Three times 5 is 15, and 3 times 3 is 9. We cannot go farther than that. So 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 times 3 is 45. LCM of 20 and 8. Let's see, 4 can go into both of them. So 4 times 5 is 20, and 4 times 2 is 8. We cannot make 5 and 2 go smaller, so we're going to multiply them. 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 times 2 is 40. Next. Nope, now we're on the GCF. So we have 16 and 30. Okay, 2 times 8 is 16, and 2 times 15 is 30. Nothing else goes in the 8 and the 15, so we're going to circle the outside in this case, so our answer is 2. 24 and 32. Four times 6 is 24, and 4 times 8 is 32. Now look at our 6 and our 8. We can still take another 2 out. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 4 is 8. We're going to circle both numbers over here. 4 times 2 is 8, so 8 is our answer.